Okay guys, I'm out here at our project at 8023 Temple Road. I'm going to take you through the job today and show you what needs to be done. So we're going to start out here in the garage, in the basement area. I noticed right here that the one of the yard drains is completely clogged up with crap, and so one note on that, basically we want all of those to work, so we need to figure that into your price as far as cleaning the drains, checking, make sure they work. But yeah, there's another one here by the back door. This one seems like it's functioning. And then of course we also have the rain leader, the downspout that I showed you, the roof drain. Of course we want to make sure that's working. If it's not, the water's backing up, the roof's leaking, and we have all kind of problem. So and the other thing I wanted to show you out here before we go inside the garage is the hose bib. The hose bib needs to be replaced. Obviously, years of use and abuse have left that in a bad shape. Then as we take it further inside and follow the hose bib, you'll see that it is not in any better shape as we go. You see a compression fitting halfway on there, and followed up even more, we see a some kind of a rubber hose and a clamp, hose clamp on there. So obviously, we don't want to leave stuff like this. We want to give a house that has a plumbing that is complete and done properly. So I'm going to take you over here for a second. We're going to take a look at the stack. Stack overall seems to be in fairly good shape. It doesn't have any major cracks or holes in it, but as you can see, it's rusted out. I don't know where exactly it's leaking, maybe at one of the hub connections or somewhere. I think the best bet in here would just be to replace this whole section of stack. And you also see there's two kitchen drain lines leading into this, and I guess it's because the last one being used was this one. It's on this side of the kitchen. We'll talk about the kitchen in a minute. We'll go up there, but then you'll see this other gray one, which I don't even think is proper pipe. It's not PVC. This one goes to the other side of the kitchen, so I don't know if they had maybe a washer or something over here, a dryer. You also see there's a gas line here as well that's capped off, has a T that's capped off, and it's kind of hanging down. Let me back up here so I can get the whole thing. Anything like this we want to address as well. Of course, we don't want to have any leaking gas lines, problem with that. So any plumbing we do, we want to keep an eye on that. Quickly coming back here, one note about the drains. I see that there is a clean out. Looks like a clean out right here for the rear drain. So I'm not sure if the sewer goes in the rear here or the front, or what exactly is going on. But I'm not a plumber. That's why I hire you guys. So let's take a stroll into the other side of the basement here, where we can see the hot water heater. It doesn't look completely terrible. Assuming that it works properly, we would probably keep something like this. I can see that we're going to need an extension on this pressure relief valve right here. That's a standard type of thing. But going up and looking at the flute pipe for it seems pretty solid. Could probably use a professional's touch to straighten it out there, but it seems like it's in good shape. Overall good shape. The plumbing lines, copper's here, which is rare for most of our houses. Usually no copper. Copper is here, and it doesn't look like it's in terrible shape, but obviously anywhere we see green, lots of corrosion like this, means it's leaking somewhere. And of course, we don't want to give it to the buyer like that. Here's a compression fitting, looks like maybe a small leak. So whatever it takes to clean this stuff up is what we want to do. We don't want to fix what's not broken, but we also want to at the same time make sure that they're getting the proper thing. So there's all kinds of lines cut off here. I'm not sure what's going on in this house. That is the situation with the water lines here. Covers that and the hot water heater. And also we want to take a look at the washer tub over here. I'm trying to hold the door open so you can see. Wash tub, this is a typical wash tub that we would put in brand new. So this one's in fairly good condition. You see the drain line underneath does not look too bad. you know, whatever's going on down there. We have to make sure, you know, make sure everything's right, make sure it's not leaking. Of course, we don't want to dig up the whole floor and put a whole new drain line and all that stuff. We just want to basically, we can use what's there right now. But you'll notice what they have rigged up here, there's no faucet on this laundry tub. So of course we want to put a faucet, and so, you know, take out these valves, I guess put a faucet in, and looks like the washer connection valves are pretty good. You know, we could probably leave this, or, you know, fix up if anything leaks here. We could, you know, need that taken care of, obviously. So next we are going to head upstairs, and I'll show you the kitchen. So just take a walk with me. Oh, while we're on the way, we can take a look at the water meter, the water coming in. I've already tested, the water is on. So, you know, no problem with that, no questions with that. The water's on. Looks like they have a newer valve on here, and hopefully a working meter. And, you know, it looks like the lines are in fairly good condition. I can see the line going, the shut-off valve for the hose bib outside is very corroded, so that would probably need to be replaced. Again, of course, we don't want any leaks. We want to fix everything that leaks. See the gas meter here. The gas meter, you know, looks like the gas is on, which, you know, might be a little frightening considering the amount of gas lines hanging down, capped off, all kinds of stuff. All right, let's take a walk upstairs. And you'll see where I was testing the water, sprayed out all over the place. But the kitchen was already taken out of this house, and it looks like, you know, the hot and the cold are still here. You can see this in the basement. It's the lines are corroded underneath, you know. So the same thing. We want to make sure nothing's leaking, everything's okay. With this, the drain we spoke about in the basement, that's here. Obviously, the kitchen plan would change somewhat, but probably not too much. So you know, obviously, figuring, you know, moving that stuff, having to move the water and the drain to whatever's needed. And same goes for the gas line. So we have the gas line here. There is a you know, newer shut-off valve, nice shut-off valve on it, but there is no cap. So, and I also noticed in the basement near the water heater, there's also gas line missing a cap. So, you know, there's a valve but no cap. So anywhere, anything like that, obviously we need to cap up, make sure that there's not going to be any gas leaks for obvious reasons. Let's move on upstairs because it's pretty simple in here. I mean, we would do possibly the dishwasher and figuring dishwasher connection, and, you know, obviously you got the hot, the cold, the drain, and the gas line for the stove. So not too much here, but that would be, you know, more or less in the finishing stages. Obviously roughing long before that. And just gonna walk through, and notice what I just walked through walking up here. Do we look up? Oh, there's a hole in the living room ceiling, and I'm sure this is due to some kind of a plumbing problem upstairs. Now, when we go upstairs, you'll see that there's a nice tile floor, newer tile floor, and we're going to want to keep that. So I don't know if it's possible to access from underneath right here, but that would be the primary way of doing it, I would think. And before we see the bathroom here, before we go in the bathroom, let's take a quick look in the access panel, which is in the closet in the rear bedroom. I'm trying to got my flashlight here, but you'll see in the access panel, I noticed that we have a, I don't know if you can see it right there, old lead line that's cut off. So that right there could be the source of our leak. Who knows? Of course, my flashlight's dying, and everything behind here looks for the most part looks pretty kosher. The copper lines look okay. There should be shut-off valves back here. I guess we're going to need to put in shut-off valves going to this for obvious reasons, in case there's any problem. And that's about it back here. You can see there's new PVC going, so I don't know if it's going to the ideal bend and the ideal bend is leaking, or what exactly the problem is, but this is why I hire plumbers. Right, so we go into the bathroom here. And in the bathroom, like I was saying, the tile floor is practically brand new. So it'd be an awful shame to rip this up to fix our plumbing problem that we're seeing downstairs. So let's try to keep this and just go from the underneath side. Anyway, we go to the toilet here. I was thinking we could keep the toilet because it looks pretty good, but then you'll see right at the edge over here, you see the toilet has a big chip out of the top. So probably just gonna have to go and replace this toilet, although it's a shame. And then we'll go spin around, take a look at the tub here. Now you see the tub actually is a blue tub, and someone had painted it maybe with latex or some other kind of paint. We're going to need to epoxy that, so maybe if you know someone that does that type of thing with the epoxy, we can have them come and do that. But we're certainly not going to rip out, all this nice tile tub surround to do that. We can, we know in the past we've done, you can epoxy these tubs and it comes out very nice. So as far as the plumbing is concerned, we would probably keep the fixtures that are here. I mean, everything looks pretty good. Looks like it's on the newer side, and we just need to obviously make sure the waste and overflow works properly, and that everything's okay there. I mean, it looks pretty nice here. It might just need to be cleaned up. So not a whole lot to do with that. Then we lastly in the bathroom, we're gonna have to talk about the pedestal sink. And with the pedestal sink, everything again looks pretty good with it. I don't want to just glaze over everything. I want to make sure that the faucet doesn't leak. There's no problem. The drain doesn't leak, and the supply lines, everyth's correct. The supply valves on the supply lines are good and don't look corroded or don't look like they're leaking or anything like that. We want to replace anything that's questionable. So that pretty much concludes our tour here. What I do want to say is pretty much anything plumbing wise on the house we want to correct. So any plumbing issues that there are with water lines, supply lines, gas lines, etc., we want it to be the plumber's responsibility. So when the plumber roughs in his rough-in plumbing, later on he will come and connect the sink and connect all the parts and do everything needed so that there's no question as to what is wrong with the plumbing later on. You do everything right and everything goes great. We have no problems. Okay, that's the tour of 8023 Temple Road, and hopefully you can come and give us a price on it. Give us your price. Thank you. Bye bye.